Here you are. Okay. Go ahead and grab your blocks and your bolster. So making some space here. Getting comfortable. Grabbing those blocks, or you can just cross your ankles if you like, if your knees allow. Even support the knees. And lie back all the way along the bolster where it's supporting your lumbar, your spine. Open up those arms. Close those eyes. Settling in. Allow those eyeballs to sink in. And then focusing on your breath. From here, allowing the air quality go through your nostrils. So making mental notation of the air. Notice your body, how it feels on the mat or touches the floor. Can you feel the contact there? Right now, you're awake. You're alive. So let yourself take a few deep breaths, receiving the air fully. Breathing out, just let go. Then whenever you're ready, I invite you to reflect silently. Today is a new day. Anything is possible. So as you look ahead, let's take a moment to clean the slate. Yesterday's gone. It's in the past. Whatever's happened is done. So to whatever degree possible, see if you can just let that be. Today we have an opportunity to start fresh, to breathe, to smile, and to recollect our values as we head out into the world. Can we be filled with some sense of possibility toward the openness toward the day? It's a gift, a chance to live a meaningful life. Let's take a few moments to lay quietly together. As you breathe in and breathe out, pay attention to any vitality and aliveness. When we're aware, we can appreciate being alive and remember our values. So see if you can sense the freshness and possibility of your day. So sealing your intention with breath, inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs, holding at the very, very top. Sip a little bit more air in, sealing that mouth, sealing your intention. Keep holding. And then exhale out of the mouth, big breath out. From here, focusing on your third eye, looking up internally, gazing toward the point between your brow. From here, if you see any flashes of brilliant light, an inspiration of an intention for your practice. Would it be Saucha, cleanliness, Ahimsa, nonviolence, Asteya, which is non-stealing, Sattva, which is truth, or Brahmacharya, moderation, or something along the lines of compassion, a little kindness even to yourself. Because when you're kind to yourself, you become mindful and kind to others. You already have that ability. So keep practicing everything you practice. It's a daily effort. You'll see the fruits of your practice in tenfolds. And with one last inhalation, inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs, holding at the very, very top. Sip a little bit more air in. Sealing the mouth. Keep holding. And then 2 breaths out of the mouth. Big puffs. Exhaling, completely relax the belly. And then blink your eyes open, rolling off the bolster. If you don't have a bolster, just staying on the mat. From here, inhaling the knees into your hands here, rocking left and right, massaging the side bodies. You're drawing big circles with those knees. Inhaling one direction, massaging that lower lumbar. So paying particular attention to that lower lumbar. Exhale, circle the opposite side. A little self-massage goes a long way. And then drawing the knees back into your heart space, rocking left and right, grabbing your ankles or the soles of your feet, rocking left and right. Pulling your heels in closer together. You can pull your knees into your armpits if you can, but otherwise keep rocking left and right. Here you can start kicking out those legs. Ananda Valasana, happy baby pose. Stretching out those hamstrings, opening up those hips. You can hold both your feet out and rocking left and right. That full stretch. Now seal the feet back together, holding your toes. And here, imagine that you're sitting on your sit bones in Baddha Konasana. And then here, wiggling those knees to warm up those hips. It's almost like a butterfly. And then dropping the heels back down, sealing the feet together, coming back into Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, so supine bound angle pose. Right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart. Feeling the breath between the 2 palms. Close those eyes. Feeling for the full breath inhale. Thinking positive thoughts. So you're channeling that energy all the way down to your palms and feeling the breath between the palms. So hopefully whatever you eat energetically will feed your heart. So being mindful and conscious of what you put in your belly. And then taking the palm from the belly, placing it on your throat. And keeping the other left hand on the heart. Feel for that breath, breathing in fully, exhaling completely. Thinking positive thoughts. Whatever your heart feels can be translated into your throat with clarity and acuity. Thinking positive thoughts. And taking the hand from the heart toward your forehead to the third eye, the point between your brow. Thinking positive thoughts. Inhaling in between those palms. Nice, full, deep textured breaths. So whatever you're thinking positively, let the clarity of your third eye be translated into your throat with clearness. And here, rubbing your 2 palms until it's nice and warm, feeling that friction. So imagine that's coronavirus and all the variants. Kind of squish, 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 burn up. And then slightly pull the hands apart, just like a few micrometers apart. Feel the warmth between the palms and then squish the space back together to feel that warmth. And then again, keep rubbing and rubbing away. And then close those eyes, palming your eyelids. Gently feel the warmth of the palms, thinking positive thoughts. Fully breathing in and then release the palms out. Good job, guys. Now pull the right knee, left knee into your heart space again. Now extend your left leg down. Pull that right knee into the, the nipple line here. Rock and roll your ankles, wiggle those toes. Imagine standing on that left foot. It's always nice to get our leg stretches right away. Right hand on that right knee, left hand on that belly. Breathing in fully. You can either wiggle those toes or keep the feet flexed, but imagine standing on that left foot. Inhaling back toward the center, reaching for a belt. You can put it on the sole of your right foot, kicking your heel up to the sky, flexing that right foot. You can either have a little micro bend in that top knee or straighten out that knee. Left hand on that left hip. Imagine standing on that left leg, feeling nice and tall and straight. Try to pull the toes closer toward your forehead. And if you don't have a belt, you can grab with your peace finger. Grab that big toe. So breathing here, feeling for any tightness behind that right glute. Any holding patterns in your groin area. Breathing here, try to straighten out that knee. Try to pull the toes a little closer toward your forehead. Just get that nice deep stretch. And then exhale, drop that leg, swinging like a swing door. Rotating that right pinky toe down. You can lay your right ankle on a block. Extend and expand your left arm out to the side if you want to ground down. Breathe across the chest. Breathe across the heart space. Feeling that expansion. And close those eyes. Laying on your big lily pad. Hang out with your lily pad friends. Drinking your lily pad drink. Slow down the breath. Listen for that ujjayi sound. Sound of the ocean behind the throat. Saw and a hum sound. And take that time to inhale that leg back up to the sky. Left hand on that left hip. And for that core work, we're going to inhale that chin, nose, forehead to that top knee. Exhale, bottom hand down to that bottom knee. You can lift that bottom heel if you need to. Here, keep lifting, keep breathing, keep holding. Here, you can bend that top knee and poke your nose with it. And then exhale slowly back down. The slower you go, use more core. Good job. Swapping hands on that belt or foot. You can bend that bottom knee, scoot your hips slightly over to the right. Extend that right arm out to the side. And exhale, drop that top leg over to the left, allowing a twisting of the torso if you like, or you can put a block underneath your right foot. Imagine standing on that left leg. So getting nice and tall, straighten up the spine. Try to ground that right shoulder blade if you can. Slow down that breath. Now relax and recline in this can-can pose. Imagine laying in that lily pad, just floating around with all your lily pad friends. That's still beautiful rainforest. Nice weather we're having. And then getting ready to inhale that leg back up to the sky, release the belt, and lay it side by side with the other leg, relaxing the palms up, coming from the Shavasana. So it's good to take a little break between every little pose. Find that reflection of change. Now draw your heels in together, wrap the feet, the big toes. See the difference of the length of your legs. Do you feel a difference? A little longer, a little shorter. Make mental note. Link those eyes open. Inhale that left knee into your heart space, pulling it with both your hands. Rock and roll your ankle, wiggle those toes, breathing in this Ardha Upasana, half wind relieving pose. Right hand on that belly, exhale, pull that left knee out to the left side, breathing into any tightness. of your glutes. Slowing down the breath. Inhale that knee back toward the center. Here, again, you can reach for that belt. You can place it on the sole of your left foot. You can even grab with your peace finger, your big toe, right hand on that hip. Again, pull the toes closer and toward your forehead. You can try to straighten out the knee and imagine standing on that right leg. So you're going to feel a stretch of your right hip even, just standing, pretending like you're standing. Breathing nice and long, feeling tall along the spine. Try to pull the toes a little closer toward your forehead. Feel for that left glute stretch, observing any contracted states. Breathing fully. Exhale, drop that leg open like a barn door. And then rotate that left pinky toe downward, opening up those abductors more, those abductors. And ground your right hand on that right hip, or you can extend it out to the side. Again, breathing here fully. And if you need a block to rest your left ankle on, you're welcome to self-adjust. Close those eyes and feel like you're holding this big orb of energy in front of your body, like the big sun blowing heat onto your skin. Absorbing the energy, feeling the positive energy. Breathing, appreciating the clean air we have. And taking that time to inhale that leg back up to the sky, pressing the heel, flexing the feet. And then right hand on the right hip again. We're gonna get ready for another core. Inhale that chin, nose, forehead to that top knee. Exhale, pull that bottom hand down to the bottom knee. You can lift that bottom heel. And keep bending that left elbow. Keep lifting, keep breathing. Here, try to bend that top knee. Poke your nose with it. Curling the spine. Exhale, slowly back down. Good job. Swapping hands on that foot or strap. Extend that left arm out to the side. Scooting the hips slightly over to the left if you want. Exhale, drop that left leg over to the right, twisting at the belly. You can grab some blocks to self-adjust. And try to ground your left shoulder, twist at the belly. And a full IT band stretch. Now reclining here in your little lily pad. Feeling the full stretch and expansion of your arms, expansion of those legs. Take those deep, textured breaths, observing it behind the throat. Closing those eyes. Listen for that breath. Then slowly, slowly inhale that leg back up to the sky. Release the belt, straighten up the spine, relax the palms, closing those eyes, breathing fully. Observing the difference of before and after. And then draw the heels in together, draw the toes in next to each other, and then rub the feet. Observing if both are equally long, equally stretched out. Blink your eyes open. Inhale those knees back into your heart. And we're gonna rock up and down the spine. And if your neck allows, keeping the chin to the chest, and you're massaging the back body. And then we're gonna throw our legs over into plow pose, supporting the back of the kidneys here. Hands to the kidneys. You can bend your knees, keeping the chin to the chest. You can bend those knees and try to cover your ears. Otherwise, you can straighten up the knees, throw those toes over toward the ground in plow pose. And then slowly, if you want, you can lift up one leg and the opposite leg up to the sky and shoulder stand. You can walk the elbows under, keeping the chin to the chest. Stacking the knees over the hips. Here you can start scissor kicking as if you're swimming. You can V kick as well. You need a full leg stretch here. And then dropping those feet back over into plow. We're gonna release the back and then inhale back up into boat pose. So we're gonna roll up, kicking your legs out in front, hands out in front. You can pull those knees, bend those knees and pull them out to your arm, your chest. It's extending here, balancing in your sitting bones. Here you can start kicking away as if you were swimming. And then inhale the left foot up. And then exhale down. Inhale the right foot up. Exhale down. Now inhale both feet up. Balance here, so you're using more core. And then exhale halfway down, low boat. Keep reaching your hands out. Inhaling back up into half boat. Good job. Now drop those legs. Now placing the palms back underneath under your sit bones. I'm going to come into fish pose because we did a little plow and a little shoulder stand. So that puts a lot of pressure on your throat, which activates the thyroid. So we're going to release the throat. Sitting on those palms, I'm going to drop back onto your elbows. And we're going to drop your crown to the ground, releasing the throat. So resting here, you can allow your shoulders to relax upward toward the sky. And then breathe fully into your front body. Exhaling completely. And then release those elbows and then relax back down into Shavasana. Close those eyes, absorbing everything you've done. That was a lot of energy work, a lot more heat. And then blink your eyes open, inhale those knees into your heart. And then rock up and down, coming into a seated position. Crossing those ankles and Sukhasana, easy pose, or Siddhasana, which is one ankle in front of the other, or full lotus or half lotus, Padmasana, and pull the flesh out from the back side. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. And actually, I was gonna do this for your neck. Taking that right hand to the left hand, we'll drop your left hand down. And close those eyes. Just feels good to get a little neck stretch in. Since you woke up or tossed and turned or whatnot, just feels good first thing in the morning. You can rest your left hand on the knee or drop it down toward the ground. Breathe into your neck. And then wrap that bottom hand behind the back. Slow down the breath. Any deep sensations in your neck, just observe. Now releasing, inhaling that left hand up to the sky, grabbing that right temple, bottom hand, right hand toward the bottom, or you can rest it on the knee. Close those eyes. Breathe into your neck. Believe me, it feels so good. I love this. First thing in the morning. You can drop the hand down or you can wrap it behind your back. Excuse me. Kind of choking on my spit. So slow down the breath. And then here, releasing that. Hands on the waist, might as well screw on the head, little tiny circles, one direction. Nice fast circles, lubricating the top of the atlas. If you hear any crunching, just kind of adding synovial, your CSF fluid back in, and then slowing down, big circles. Any tightness that you might observe in the neck. You might not notice if you're text necking, you're hunching over, if you're on the computer a lot, your ears might always be over, not over your shoulders, but it might be hunched forward, which can cause a lot of neck pain. And in that case, it might cause migraines. So dropping the chin to the chest, hands on the waist, a little Ayurveda. You're going to press your fingers into the rectus abdominis and then pull those elbows and roll the pelvis back and then drop the head into your lap, spreading the skin in the back and pressing firmly into the core. And then quickly release. Good job. Might as well cross and uncross the opposite side. Hands on the waist. So if you were circling your head counterclockwise, try clockwise or vice versa. So little tiny circles, lubricating the top of the atlas. You might notice it might be smoother or it might be crunchier. And then slow down the breath. Nice big circles. Breathing in to any tightness, sinewy points in your neck. So it's like beef jerky. Eventually exhaling, chin to the chest, hands on the waist, placing the fingers into the core and then rolling the pelvis back, and then let the head drop, pulling the elbows in, pushing gently, firmly into the belly, and then quickly release. Good job. Now inhale the arms up to the sky, breathing in. Look toward the thumbs, let the head drop into the back of the trapezius. Breathe in fully. Reach for the skies, and then exhale, forward fold. So hands supporting the spine, inhale through the crown. Exhale, walk those hands out, bowing down, hinging at the hips. So with every breath, inhalation, come out of that pose, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, walk those hands out. And if you need any blocks to support your arms, elbows, or forehead, use it. Even your knees. You're breathing into the back, lengthening the spine. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far left, grabbing your left hand with the right. Breathe in. Inhaling back toward the center, inhaling, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far right. Grabbing that right hand, breathe into your left. Inhaling back toward the center, inhaling, pressing up, coming back into seated, uncross, cross the opposite way. Then pull the flesh out from the backside, just to ground those sit bones. Inhale, arms up, reach. Again, look up toward the thumbs, relax the head back into the trapezius. Breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale through the crown, lengthen. Exhale, walk those hands out, bowing down. Again, breathing into, come out of that pose slightly, just lengthen through the crown. Exhale, walk those fingers out, hinging at the hips. You might notice just closing your eyes, internally gazing, how far you might hinge at the hips. Just breathing to the back. And slowly, slowly inhaling, lengthen, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far left. Grab that left hand with the right. Breathe into your right armpit. Inhaling back toward the center. Inhaling, lengthening through those fingers. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far right. Grabbing that right hand with the left. And then breathe into your left lung. Listen for that breath. Inhaling back toward the center. Inhaling, pressing back up. Good job. Now gathering the feet together, binding those toes, pulling the heel in. So sitting up nice and tall. And here you can start wiggling those knees up and down, warming up those hips. Those hip warmers. 62 degrees in my room. That's nice. Actually, it's been warm lately. I like it. So inhaling nice and tall. Exhale, bending forward. Bowing down. So breathing into your back. And then allowing, exhaling, chest down toward the ground. See if your nose can get a little closer to your toes. So with every inhalation, breathe into the back. Exhaling, allowing gravity to invite you down. Following your breath. Feeling the stretch in your hips, your hip flexors, and then slowly, slowly inhaling up. Now, taking those thumbs, shoving it into the soles of your feet, wrapping those fingers on the top of your feet, and then pressing your elbows in, rolling your feet out as if it was a book. So you're hinging at the lateral edge of your feet. Kind of read the soul lines or soft lines. If you're seeing any soft fuzz here, we're going to massage the top of your feet. Give it a nice ring, those big toes and little toes, all the way down to the pinky. And then the little inner phalanges, the neck. the neck of your body, technically, in reflexology, and then now your thumbs around the big top parts, the ball of your feet. Not your balls. Well, anyhow, this would be your lungs. And then in the center would be the heart. So pressing firmly into the center where the heart would be. And then either side would be the pancreas and your liver. A little lower down the spine. Imagine a spine either side, your kidneys. And then big, big circles around the center of your feet. We call it the center of life, the spring of life in Qigong. So big, big circles. This is your GI tract. All the way down, imagine the spine going down toward the knees of your legs, and then all the way down to the heel, which would be the feet of your reflexology body. And then slowly, slowly inhaling back up. Now take your feet out like a diamond. Pull the flesh out from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching, breathing in. Exhale, hinging at the hips here. You can bind your feet in. You can drop the head if your neck allows. You can wiggle left and right and allow those knees to come up and down. So breathe into the back. Exhaling, just allow your heart to drop. This is that butterfly pose in yin practice, or a modified Baddha Konasana, down angle pose. Slowly breathe into your back. And slowly, slowly inhaling up. Now take your feet out. Pull the flesh out from the backside. Flex the feet. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reach. Now flatten those palms as if you're carrying the tray of water and press firmly into those palms. And pull those elbows past those ears. So this is your downward dog in a different plane. So you're getting nice and long against the gravity, getting long against the torso, breathing in. Exhale, forward fold, grabbing your ankles, big toes, little toes, or a belt if you want. Breathe in through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. And you can bend those knees if you want. We haven't warmed up those hamstrings, but this is a nice back stretch. Paschimottanasana, western side stretch where the sun doesn't shine, our back side. Pashi pose. It always sounds like passion fruit pose, but that's what I think of. And then slowly, slowly inhaling up. Crossing those ankles, coming onto our hands and knees. So with palms underneath, spread those fingers. It's all about spreading that weight. Just like a spider, what do you call it? A water spider. You're shaking the hips left and right. Your knees as wide as the hips. Here you can rock your ears left and right too. Now open up those hips and come to stillness. Inhaling that right knee up into big circles. Exhale, circle the opposite way. And then dropping that right knee, circling your left knee, inhaling. That's almost happy fire hydrant pose. Exhale, circle the opposite way. And then exhale, dropping the knees together. You're gonna press back into Balasana, sitting back onto your heels, pressing the palms into the mat. Exhale, dropping your forehead to the ground. If you want a block to support the forehead, to give your neck a little bit more room, your chest a little space to breathe, you're welcome to do that. Or you can draw your hands next to your heels, relax the shoulders. And breathe into the back. Slow down your breath. Anytime you feel like you're guppy breathing, you're learning to extend the breath to the posterior of your 5 lobes. It switches on that parasympathetic from sympathetic, that flight or flight response down to rest and digest. Slow down the breath. Counting the seconds, is it 3 to 4 seconds inhalation? Or is it 4 to 5 now? Or have it increased to 5 to 6? Make mental note. And then can you hold it for a little bit, a little microsecond between the exhalation and every inhalation. A little tiny break. You're actually doing a little breath work, a little pranayama and balasana, child's pose. Bala means strength. And then here, extend the palms back out in front and extend a child's pose. Pressing firmly into the mat. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far left. Grab the left hand with the right, breathing into your right armpit. Inhaling back toward the center, inhaling, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far right. Lay that belly on that right lap. Breathe into your left armpit. Inhaling back toward the center, walking the hands to the top of the mat. Exhale, drop your elbows, walking your knees underneath your hips, and then exhale, drop your chin or forehead to the mat. Allowing your heart to melt. Breathing into puppy pose and pull your sit bones back in space. Breathing slowly into your back and shoulders. Slow down the breath. And slowly inhaling back up into all fours. Left hand in the center. Inhale that right arm up to the sky. Breathing in. We're going to weave it underneath. Exhale, threading the needle, dropping your right shoulder onto the mat. On your forehead or the right side of your forehead onto the mat, the right temple. You can take your top hand and wrap it behind your back. You can even extend that left leg out to the side like Parigasana gate pose. Twisting the body up toward the sky. Those nice shoulder stretch as well. Balancing, opening up those hips. And here you can rewind that back hand up above your head. And leg back in if it's already not in. Inhaling that right arm up to the sky. Breathing here. Exhale, dropping it down to the center. Inhaling that left arm up to the sky. Breathing in. Exhale, weave it underneath your right armpit, resting on your left shoulder, left temple. Again, you can wrap that top hand behind your back. Turn the heart up. You can even extend that left leg out like Parigasana gate legs. Gate pose and twist, looking up toward the sky. Breathe here. And then rewinding everything. Inhaling that left arm back up. Breathing in. Exhale, dropping it back down to all fours. Spread those fingers, spread those palms, tucking those toes. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up, and then drop your forehead down to the ground. You can walk the full length of the mat. You can start pedaling away in downward dog. And shake your head and nod. So it's good to get that full stretch. So here you can come to stillness, bend those knees, point the sit bones up, shake the head and nod. And then exhale, drop those heels, get the full stretch. Those calves. You can even sway your hips left and right. One thing my one teacher did was put your left foot in the center and then your right foot in front so that the pinkies are parallel side by side. So you're getting the full calf stretch. It's a bit of a balancing act. You can swap legs. Right foot in the center, left leg in front, and make the pinkies side by side. Try to straighten out those knees. Now unwinding, looking between the thumbs, bend those knees. You can either walk up, skip up, or hop up into a forward fold. Make sure your feet are as wide as the hips, if not as wide as the mat. Bend those knees, and then lay your belly on the mat. Grab your elbows, sway left and right. Now wiggle the head around, sway your hips, ragdolling. And then come to stillness. Wrap the hands behind the back. Bend those knees if you need to. Give yourself balance, and then pull the wrists forward. Shake your head and nod. So again, good shoulder stretch. Good neck alignment. And then release the palms. Inhale halfway up. Engage the core. So flat back, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing here. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. Inhale, sprouting hands up to the sky. Hands together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now lift those toes up, plant them firmly into the mat. We're gonna lean forward and then lean back. You can close your eyes too. We're gonna come back to the center. Breathing here, feeling the ground, feeling the texture of the mat. And keep those eyes closed. Now lean toward your right and then lean toward your left. And then come back to your center. Feeling the stiffness of the ground, the sturdiness. Blink your eyes open and hold the arms up to the sky, reaching. Here you can even lift those heels up, tippy toes, stretch those calves. Exhale, drop those heels, forward fold. Coming back down into forward fold. And make sure your feet are wide. Inhale, halfway up. Engage the core. Hands either on your shins or knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sprouting arms up to the sky, breathing in. Exhale, hands together and then hands to the heart. So those are half sun salutations. One of my old coworkers, she said she would do these up and down, and her glutes were hurting, and that is your hamstrings there. So every time you're doing these half sun salutations, you're actually using your core and you're using your hamstrings. And then your hamstrings are less tight, and you might as well do the splits by then. But tight hamstrings is related to your lower back. So when you have tight hamstrings, you get back issues. So inhale, arms up, reaching, hands together. Exhale, diving back down to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Engage the core, flat back. Breathe into the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. Now dropping the hands down onto the mat. We're going to inhale your left heel back. So you're balancing here. So this becomes almost, I'm trying to remember this, three-legged. I can't remember the pose, but you're just balancing here and try to lift the back heel higher. Oh, this is like half splits or, I can't think of it, but I'll look it up. Breathe here and then exhale, dropping that back foot down, coming into a low lunge. So hands on the mat, kind of seesawing, opening up the hips. You can use blocks if you like to help support your hands. Now your left hip to drop. Here you can drop your back knee, untuck the back toes. Walk the hands into the inside of the mat. Inhale through the crown, dropping your hips. Open up those hips into high lizard. Exhale, dropping onto your forearms. You can drop onto blocks as well. Breathe into your back. And even look over your back, your right shoulder. If you want a little extra stretch, you can try to catch your back foot. And then pull it toward the glute and drop those hips. Opening up and rolling that right foot, open up those hips. And then releasing the foot, coming back down. Hands back onto the ground. And tuck your back toes, coming back into that runner's lunge. Now we're going to twist your body. We're going to inhale that right hand up to the sky. You're twisting the torso. Good job. You're going to take that top hand and wrap it behind the back. We'll half bind. And then inhale that right hand back up to the sky. Exhale, dropping that right hand back down into that runner's lunge. All right. Now, we're going to seal that back foot down. We're going to inhale that left hand up to the sky. So this is actually, what do you call it? This is wide angle, wide angle pose. Like taking that, breathing in that left hand over the ears. Again, if you need a block, you can use the block in front or behind that right foot. So side angle pose. And then inhaling up into warrior two. So the transition. So you have your back foot sealed in, bending that right knee over that ankle, extending those right arm in front, back hand is your left hand behind. Inhale, flip the palms up, relax the shoulders, and then exhale, flip them back down. Now squat a little lower. Hands to the hips. Are your hips flushed? Is it square to the side of the mat? If not, you might have to move your back heel around. But is your pelvis spilling backward or forward? Is it like a cup of tea? Is it nice and steady? Make sure your front knee is pointed toward the pinky toe. It doesn't cave in. And making sure that knee is right over the ankle. And inhale the arms back out in front and behind. Good job. Now inhale, flip the front palm up. Inhaling it to the sky, dropping that back hand down to that back knee. Breathe into your front armpit. And reverse warrior. And then exhale, hands back out in front and behind, back into warrior two. Good job. Now, wrap the hands behind the back, squeezing the palms. So you're gonna notice if your left thumb is in front or right thumb is in front. So squeezing the palms, squeeze the shoulders. Inhaling, chin up. Exhale, bowing down over toward your right knee. You can either point your nose toward that big toe, focus on that big toe, and then lift the wrist up. This is called humble warrior. Good job. Now inhaling back up, balancing here. Release those palms. Woo. And then, either move your back heel a little closer so that way your hips are going to be square to the top of the mat. Bend that front knee. So this becomes warrior one. Inhale, arms up to the sky, breathing in. Now pull those elbows past those ears. And having that nice stretch in your left hips. That's your iliopsoas. Breathing here. Now lift the back heel up. Squat a little lower. So this is crescent pose. The hands to the heart. We're going to inhale, lean forward, and then exhale, try to twist and catch that left knee with that left elbow. Let's see, left knee. Your right knee with that left elbow and twist, look up toward the sky. You can even open up those palms up like bird's wings, balancing here. Challenging here. And then inhaling, hands back together. Inhaling, lifting back up into crescent. Good job. And then sealing that back foot down. Inhale the arms back up into that warrior one. So that's a transition coming into standing. Inhaling back up into standing. Whew, relax those palms. You can shake out the head. You can shake out the hips. It's all challenging, all these standing poses. Now, my challenge is remembering what we just did. So again, hands to the heart, lift those toes up, plant them firmly into the mat. Coming back into that Samasthiti, that equal standing pose. Good job. Now let me think, how do we do this? We're gonna inhale, arms up, reach for the stars. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. Inhale, halfway up. Engage the core, having that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the ground, hands to the mat. We're going to inhale that right heel back. This is kind of bothering me because I know this pose. I can't remember the name. So we're going to inhale, lift up those heels up in something splits is all I can remember. So breathing here, balancing here. And then exhale, dropping that back foot down. You can bend that front knee. Coming into that low runner's lunge. Just to widen that transition there. You can seesaw back and forth, opening up that right hip. Eventually you can walk your hands into the inside of the mat. You can drop that back knee, untuck the back toes. Again, breathe into the crown. Roll the sole of your left foot if you like. So that you're breathing into a high lizard. Slow down the breath. You can even exhale, drop onto your elbows or drop onto a block. Coming into low lizard. And soul, rolling the sole of your feet to open up that left hip. If you want a little bit more, you can look over your left shoulder and try to catch with your left hand that back foot and pull it toward your glute. Dropping those hips, getting the full stretch of those frog legs. Breathing into the back. And slowly, slowly releasing everything. Hands back under. We're going to walk the hands either side and inhale, lifting back up into that we call it that low runner's lunge. And then you're going to seal that back foot down. We're going to inhale. Actually, I forgot the twist. We're going to come back up into that crescent pose. We're going to inhale that left arm up to the sky. So you're twisting the belly, breathing in, twisted lunge pose. Exhale, dropping that left hand back down. We're going to seal that back foot down. We're going to inhale that right hand up to the sky. So this is side angle pose. You can even exhale, pull the hand over the ear. That's your real side angle pose. And then from here, we're going to maybe think. We're going to inhale up into warrior two. So we're using a lot of those leg muscles. Keeping that bend in front, that right angle bend over the ankle. Pull the knee toward the pinky toe. Arms out in front. You can even grab your hips to see if your pelvis is spilling forward, back. Is it aligned and parallel with the side of the mat? If not, you can move your back foot. Good job. Making sure that the knee is toward the pinky toe and not caving in, because you want to open up those hips. Now extend those arms out. Inhale, flipping it up toward the sky to relax the shoulders. You can look back and forth. Just make sure they're out in front and behind. Sometimes they're off to the side. You're not aware. So being aware, flip them back down. Extend through those middle fingers. Now exhale, squat a little bit more. Good job. Now inhale, flipping the front palm up, inhaling it toward the sky, dropping that back hand down to the back knee. Breathe in to your front body, reverse warrior. Inhaling back out in front, squatting a little more. Good job. Now interlace those fingers behind the back. So maybe you had your right thumb over. Now try the left thumb over. Squeezing the palms, squeezing the shoulder blades. We're going to inhale through the crown. Exhale, forward fold, bending over that left knee. Your focus drishti might be your big toe. So humble warrior, lift those wrists up. Get into the shoulders, balancing here. Focus. Inhaling back up. Release those palms. Arms out to the sides. Oh, I forgot. Well, we'll get there. So we're going to spin forward. We're going to move that back heel a little higher so that way your hips are going to be parallel with the top of the mat. Your front knee is still bent over the ankle. So we're coming into that warrior one. Inhale, arms up, reaching. Pull those elbows past those ears. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Now lift the back heel up. Now we're coming into crescent. We're going to squat a little lower. Good job. We're going to inhale through the crown. Exhale, lean forward. And try to catch your left knee with that right elbow and twist. You can extend those arms out like a bird's wing. Breathing here. And then exhale, hands back together. Inhaling back up into that crescent. Ooh, balancing here. Seal that back foot down. Inhale, arms back up. Pulling the elbows past the ears, breathing in. Good job. Now exhale, hands to the heart and stepping back up. Now if I missed anything, you can remind me later. But it's always a challenge. You're like, oh, I'm coming up with a sequence here. Now extend those legs out. I always like this pose. I think it's called Prasarita Konasana. So it's wide legged forward fold. So we're going to have your arms out, extending through those fingers. And then you can kink those fingers, palms down. That's where your wrist bend. Your ankle should be right under. Now extend those palms back out. You can flip them palms upward. And then try to pull the wrists back so you're stretching through your front of your body. Feel the difference. Good job. Now hands on the waist, inhale through the crown. Exhale, forward fold. Now drop the hands to the ground, palms between the feet. I'm going to inhale halfway up. So it's like a half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Pulling your forehead toward the ground. Bend those elbows. Breathe into your back here. You can shake your head and nod. You can even grab your ankles. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Pull the forehead toward the ground. Bend those elbows so that it helps you pull your forehead toward the ground. And then hands on the waist. Bend those knees slightly. Inhale, rolling back up. Good job. Now, if you're interlacing your fingers, if you notice your left thumb's over all the time, try your right thumb opposite or vice versa. Squeeze the palms, so you're squeezing the shoulders. Again, inhale, chin up. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping the forehead toward the ground. Now pull the wrist forward. Breathe into your neck here. You can shake your head and nod. And let your shoulders do the talking. Breathing in, being mindful. Then release the palms back down onto the ground. Inhale, walking the palms out in front into a short dog pose. And then exhale, dropping your forehead and heart down. So you're releasing your back, body, your torso. Getting the full stretch, pulling your sit bones back in space. So this short dog pose gives a lot more space to the torso. A lot less stress on the shoulders. And then inhaling, left hand into the center. And if you want to block for a little bit more leverage for your spine, you're going to inhale, right arm up to the sky, breathing in, stacking your shoulders. Exhale, dropping that hand back down toward the center. Inhale, left arm up, windmilling, stacking the shoulder, breathing in. Exhale, that left hand back down. Again, right hand inhaling up to the sky, breathing here. And then here you can wrap it behind your back. Half bind, turn the heart up, breathing in. Inhaling that right hand back up. Exhaling that back down toward the center. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, wrap it behind the back, half bind, turn the heart up to the sky, twisting. Good job. Inhaling that left hand back up, exhaling back down. Woo, okay. We're gonna have a little slight bend in the knees. Your hand's still on the blocker center. We're gonna inhale that right arm up. We're gonna do a little full bind here if you can. If you need, you can grab a belt nearby. Hopefully it's underneath you. Inhaling that right arm up. Exhale, right hand behind the back, having those bending knees. You can walk that left hand that's underneath. You can even grab that belt and try to clasp and bind with that right hand. Keeping the bend in the knees, you can turn the heart up to the sky. So it's a full bind. You can even walk your heels in closer together if you need. And then releasing everything. Inhaling right arm up to the sky. Exhaling it back down. Inhaling that left arm up to the sky. Good job. Now we're going to do a half bind. Bending those knees if you need to. You can walk that bottom hand and try to wrap behind and grab and clasp your left hand that's bound behind your back. You can have the belt to connect the two. Keeping the knees bent, you can turn the heart up, just twisting. This helps open up those hips and get a little back stretch. And then releasing everything, hands back down to the center. You can walk your feet in a little bit more and exhale, drop your tailbone coming into a squat. You can either sit on a block, hands together, elbows into the inner thighs. You can sway left and right dynamically. Ooh, that's a lot. And there's a million other things I could have done for standing too. Now I'm like, we'll do it for next time. Like, Ardha Chandrasana, Chapasana. Let me think. There was a dancer's pose too, Nattarajasana. A lot of things for standing pose. There, eventually, you can even take flight. You can take your hands down. You can wrap your ears left and right. You can inhale that right arm up, breathing into your lungs and swapping hands, inhaling left arm up, twisting the body. And then here you can even come and take flight. You can place your palms. You can place your block in front to catch your forehead. Now you can lean forward. You can lift one toe up. You can lift the opposite toe up, but engage the core. You can rock and roll your ankles too. And if you fall down, you can fall down onto the block or bolster. Coming into crane or crow. And then coming back down, sitting back down onto the ground. Woo! I think there's so much more we can do with core. We can do spinal balancing too, and but we would need 2 hours. So extending your right leg out in front, sealing your left foot into the inner thigh, and pull the flesh out. And inhale the arms up to the sky, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. You can grab your big toe, little toe, into Mahamudra, the graceful inhale through the crown. Exhale, forward fold, bending your knee, your forehead toward the knee. You can grab beyond, you can use a belt. Full stretch of the back. And then inhale, releasing, inhaling up. You know what, I realize there's also a couple of twists that we can even do from this point. You can have your feet out in front. And then exhale, drop your knees over to the left and then swing your hands behind, twisting, look over your right shoulder. This is Bharava's pose. Breathing in. And then inhaling back toward the center, inhaling, coming back up, swinging your knees over to the left, twisting, swinging your hands to the left side, grabbing the back of the mat, twisting, looking over your left shoulder. And then inhaling back toward the center. Now taking your left leg out, right foot into the inner thigh, pull the flesh out from the back. Inhale, arms up, reaching. Exhale, forward fold. You can grab your big toe, little toe, inhale through the crown. Exhale, bending over, you can bow down, your forehead toward that left knee. You can grab a little bit more longer. You need a belt with a full stretch of the side body. And your hamstrings. Janu Sirsasana, one of my favorite poses, have to fit it in there somehow. Slow down the breath. And slowly inhaling up. You're going to grab the back of your hamstrings. You're going to engage the core. You're going to exhale one vertebrae at a time, slowly back down to earth. So you can grab a blanket or layer up as well. Slowly back down. Getting ready for Shavasana. Palms facing up. Relax your shoulders. Close those eyes. Breathing into your lungs. Breathe into your lungs as if they were part of the floor. Just settling in. You can wiggle your jaw around till they relax. And wiggle your crown around until it feels like it's sitting in the occipital point of the crown, the back of your neck. Just relax. Let the eyeballs sink into the eye socket. Relax the ears and your forehead. Relax the tongue and your throat. Let your heart relax. Relaxing your belly. And releasing the belly button as if it was like a little plug. Let all the pelvic organs relax. Just giving yourself permission to sink in. Let your bones get heavier. Relaxing the glutes, the lower back of your muscles, muscle backs. Relaxing your thighs and the back of your knees. Let your legs and heels get heavier. Let your feet flop out. Observing all the noise outside the room. And let it float away like clouds. And observing all the noise within the room. Let it float away like clouds. Observing all the thoughts within your mind. Let it float away like clouds. Transforming the mind. Transformation. Consciousness, which is chitta, has three functions. First is cognition, which is perceiving, knowing, and recognizing. The second is volition or will, which is the impulse to initiate action. The third is motion, which expresses the fire nature of mind, ever transforming itself and leaping up in different places and guises. These all serve for us to gain knowledge and appreciate truth concerning humankind's position in the universe. Let us look at the fiery nature of mind. Fire flickers and dances. So does mind. In fact, consciousness modifies itself so rapidly that before we can recognize one fluctuation and examine it, gets muddled with another. These muddled changes are a natural process. They show the vivacity of consciousness. All our activities depend upon the mental fluctuations. I have said that mind dances. It would also be true to say that mind leads us on a merry dance. If you want to get the best out of a fiery horse, you have to understand, tame, and control it. The same is true for a fiery mind, or it will run away with you. Because mind is always drawn outward by the senses into the attractions of the material world. It cannot help but land us into a lot of tricky situations, ones we had not bargained for, or that look good at first but turn sour on us. The way Patanjali expressed this is to say that the fluctuations of a consciousness can be either painful or non-painful, either visible or invisible. He meant that some things look unpleasing, distressing, anguishing, and they are. Studying for exam can be very hard. The benefits of passing the exam remains hidden, invisible until later. Conversely, the joys of the table are extremely pleasant. The pains and problems that result from overindulgence may remain invisible for a long time. If eventually an illness or debilitating result, then that is a visible pain. But if we use all our resources, courage, will, and faith to overcome the sickness, a non-painful state emerges again. This is a way of warning us that there are always two sides to every coin, and that we should be guarded and thoughtful before we rush into things. There's always a price to pay for a reward to be earned. But the phrase, if it feels good, do it, is not a maxim to be trusted in the long run. All philosophies recognize that a pleasure seeker will end up as a pain finder. The ancient Greeks said that moderation was the greatest virtue. Yoga says that it is through practice and detachment that we learn to avoid ricocheting from one extreme of pleasure and pain to the other. The double aspect of the fluctuating mind applies to what are called the 5 modifications of consciousness, in Sanskrit called Chitta Vrittas. These are the correct knowledge, pramana, and wrong knowledge or misconception, viparyaya, imagination or fantasy, vikalpa, sleep, nidra, and memory, smriti. These are natural psychological states that occur in everyone. They are dependent on the brain and nervous system and disappear at death. One might be forgiven for wondering what the point is to studying them. Wiggle those fingers and wiggle those toes and keep your eyes closed. And shake your head left and right. When you're ready, you can pull those knees into the heart space and rock left and right. And give yourself a side massage. Take your time, you can exhale, falling to your favorite side, pillow your face. Take 2 deep breaths. When you're ready, you can press up into a seated position.